On this week, my mother and overseer of the church, Bible Gospel Center, went home to be with the Lord. And I just wanted to thank all of you for the overwhelming outpour of love. As many of you reached out, whether by phone, by text, even on social media. If I haven't responded, I have taken the time to see, all the comments, all the likes, all the hearts. And those of you that have called, just give me patience as I am calling a lot of people back, and my sister and I are getting a lot of things in place. But I did want to fill you in on both the details of her service as well as what transpired. And so as far as the details, we're going to celebrate her life on this coming Sunday. We're going to do a celebration of life Sunday at Bible Gospel Center. That's 143 Leader Hill Drive in Hamden, Connecticut. The wake will be from 4 o'clock until 5:30 p.m. And then we're going to begin a service at 5:30 p.m. until 7 o'clock. On Monday, we're going to do her funeral. So we're going to do the celebration of legacy. The wake will be from 9 a.m. until 10 a.m. And then the service will begin at 10 o'clock a.m. As many have reached out and expressed their shock of what transpired, I'll just share briefly what happened. My mother, who is extremely healthy, has never been on medication, has never been hospitalized. She works out regularly. She takes vitamins and had very little complaints regarding health. On Saturday, she was complaining about some muscle aches, and so by Monday, I took her to the urgent care where they gave her some muscle relaxers. I spent Monday pretty much morning and afternoon with her. Went back that evening with the two little boys, John and Daniel, and spent the evening with her to make sure she took her meds and ate and that sort of thing. So on Tuesday, we checked on my mom, and we did not get a response from her. My sister stopped by the house and found my mother on the floor in the kitchen, but she was awake and she was responding. She said that she did not fall, but that she lowered herself to the floor. But when the EMT arrived, some of the questions they asked, she was a little incoherent. They transported her to the ER, where they treated her and ran a bunch of tests and weren't able to find anything wrong with her. She didn't have high blood pressure, no low blood pressure. There was no stroke, no aneurysm, no bleeding on the brain. They were not able to determine what was going on with her. And also their concern was the state of confusion, as at times they were asking her questions that she was not answering correctly. By that evening, as me and my sister were there with her at the ER, she slipped into a deep sleep. She did express that she wasn't in any pain, but we figured that she might have just been sleeping for the evening. My expectation on Wednesday when I went to go see her was that she would be awake, and she wasn't. And so they began running tests all throughout the day. Tests they ran earlier, they ran again, unable to determine what was wrong with her. They admitted her into the step-down level under ICU care of the doctors. By that evening, they put her on a ventilator after concerns regarding her breathing. At this point, we began contacting family members because we saw that things were making a turn for the worse, and encouraging people to come see her as well as their church family. So we reached out as much as possible. I didn't want to make a post on social media at that point, knowing that I think a lot of people would have come to the hospital if that news began to spread quickly. Even with the short calls and text messages, we had over about 200 people show up at the hospital. My sister and I spoke with the doctor, where they made us aware after the MRI that they were able to determine my mother had been suffering from TIAs. We were not familiar with the symptoms of TIAs, as it was displayed differently with my grandmother, who suffered from the same thing. But we didn't see those signs with my mom. But the doctor mentioned, seeing signs of confusion, extreme tiredness, even loss of memory, which were things we had begun to notice with my mom. And so these were the signs of her experiencing TIAs. By Saturday, my sister and I decided, rather than keeping her on life support, that we would remove her from the machine, as her wish had always been expressed to us that she did not want to die in a convalescent home. And so even though my mother was healthy and full of life, she made her decision, and she was at peace, and my sister and I are at peace. And so we hope you come out on Sunday, if possible, or Monday, if possible. And both services will be streamed on the church's website, which is bgc.family. If you go to the homepage of the website, you'll see a picture of my mom. You could click on the link. We have a page that's designated for the funeral. And also, you don't have to view either service at the time of the service. You'll be able to go back at a later time and click play and be able to watch both events. I want to thank you again for your love, your support, all the memories that people have been sharing as my mother has impacted so many lives. Keep us in prayer, my family as well as my sister's family. And we love you. Be blessed.